Max, it's time for the segment that is sweeping the nation.
It's not true in any way,
Free
shape,
money!
or form. No, I'm not.
That's right. Free money.
I'm not encouraging you.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
But anyway, this is my college football picks against the spread, which of course just qualifies as free money. 18-20 so far on the year. Not bad. Not bad.
We'll see if you can do this in 2 minutes.
Good job for free money. No, we're going to stretch this thing out. Let's start. Max, what's the first game?
Florida International. The Golden Panthers travel into El Paso to play the UTEP Miners, who are a 4.5-point favorite.
I like UTEP in this one. I
Ooh.
think that this is a game they should cover. Florida International is a bad team. They do not defend the run well. And they're at home. I like UTEP to cover 4.5. I'm going to take UTEP minus 4.5.
You are wildly out of frame.
Am I?
Yeah, you need to scoot to your. There you go.
There we go.
Perfect. Okay.
How about that? UTEP. Go.
All right.
What's next?
You might be out of frame on the UTEP pick too. I don't know.
I thought you were going to
Marshall, the Thundering Herd, travels to Apogee Stadium, where the North Texas Mean Green are a 10-point underdog.
I don't get that line at all. I guess they're really buying high on what North Texas has got. And to be fair, I think we both agree North Texas is better this year.
Yeah, I think
they are better
with each game.
And Marshall's not Marshall. Marshall's not the world beater they were a couple of years ago.
Sure.
But I like Marshall a lot in this
Yeah.
game. 10 points. I think they're going to win by 14, 17 pretty comfortably.
Maybe it's like a long travel. Maybe that's
part of it. But
what the deal is.
About a 6 p.m. start. Maybe it's a night game. Maybe they fear Apogee Stadium. But for me, I would take Marshall and lay 10 points on this one. So what's next?
Texas State Bobcats heading to Georgia State, 2:30 p.m. Saturday. Georgia State, a 10-point favorite.
Is Georgia State the first ever 0-4 team that is favored by 10 points?
Probably not.
Probably not. It's probably happened before, but that stunned me when I was looking this up. 10 points favorites? Think about Texas State. Think about what their biggest win of the year so far is. At Ohio.
At Ohio.
And I think Ohio's better than Georgia State.
Probably.
I'm taking Texas State in 10 points. Thank you very much.
I think so. Well, who knows, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Southern Miss going to the Alamo Dome, where the Roadrunners are a 16.5-point underdog.
Go ahead. You do this pick for me. Because you've got the hot sports opinion on this.
I just think heavily favored teams in the Alamo Dome never seem to run away with games. This is #weird football at its best. I think you take the points.
I am going to agree. You have talked me into it.
It's only one pick that I can screw up, so that seems like a reasonable thing to do.
Mm-hmm. I like it. I like where you're at.
Weird football.
I'm going to go with weird football, and when you get weird football, I take the home team. And so I like UTSA to cover 16.5. What's next?
SMU. Ponies are on the road, 7 p.m. Saturday in Tulsa. 17-point underdogs.
Yeah, this is a weird game because on one hand, I don't think Tulsa is great. But they're
clearly missing Sterling Gilbert at OC.
They really are. But this SMU offense, I just don't have faith in them.
Yeah, the injuries are just shaking them up too much.
Yeah, I don't have faith in this offense to cover that. So I'm gonna end up taking the home team and laying 17, which I feel terrible about.
Yeah.
But I would honestly stay away from it. But I would say Tulsa.
All right, Horned Frogs in Lawrence, 11 a.m. Saturday, 28.5-point favorites. Come on,
boy, they better cover, right? I mean, they better cover. That's a good.
That's a lot of points.
I'll say that's a good line because if you were to ask me, hey Greg, what's the score of the TCU Kansas game going to be? I'd be like, oh, it's probably going to be something like 48-20. Like, yeah. I think Vegas knows what they're doing.
Yeah,
they're making you make a pick.
But is it just me, or I don't trust the Horned Frogs to beat that
on the road? I mean, but Kansas is so bad.
Well, yeah, but again, it's like it's TCU.
Yeah, that's a good point. I
mean, like they're good, but to 28.5 points better.
Here's where I'm falling back on. One, I'm a state of Texas homer.
Sure.
So I'm going to take TCU.
Yeah.
And two, I ain't betting on Kansas.
That's a fair point.
TCU minus 20.5.
All
What's
right.
next?
We stay in the state. Tech is on the road in Manhattan, 6 p.m. Saturday. They are 7.5-point dogs.
Isn't that amazing, right?
What?
Vegas clearly does not like what Tech has. Now, this line may move if Mahomes plays, which we've heard rumblings about this.
I don't know why you're rushing back for this.
I don't know why you do either. I think Tech wins this game outright.
Yeah, it's weird.
I think
don't
they win
know.
this game straight up, so I'll certainly take Tech plus 7.5 on the road. Now on the road is weird because they're kind of like Baylor from a couple years ago, where they're a much different team.
Yeah.
At McLean Stadium versus away, they're a much different team at AT&T Jones versus away.
For sure.
But I still like Texas Tech in this one.
I don't know. Pack some tortillas, it'll be fine.
I like them straight up. But anyway,
the AT&T Red River shootout or showdown. I'll get it one of these
Good
times. 11 a.m. Saturday. Texas 11.5 point underdog.
So here's where I'm at on it.
Shrug.
This is going to go one of two ways.
Shrug emoji.
So basically, I don't think Texas can stop Oklahoma. Plain and simple. I don't think they can stop Oklahoma. But I also think that Oklahoma can't stop Texas.
Well, but the running backs.
The running backs.
The
running back injuries are the thing.
Kyle Porter is the running back tomorrow. No offense, Kyle Porter. I think he'll be great someday. I don't know if tomorrow's the breakout day. If it is, that'll be wild. It'll be super wild. I wanted to err on the side of momentum, right? Oklahoma has it. Texas certainly does not. But then, like last year, Oklahoma had momentum and Texas didn't, and we saw how that ended.
Yes,
it's again #weird football.
It is. It's weird football, but I'm gonna take Oklahoma. I'm gonna take Oklahoma minus 11.5.
Okay.
What's next?
The Cougs on the road in Annapolis, 17-point favorites, 2 p.m. Saturday.
So Navy is not as good as they were in past couple years.
And when those teams were good, as I keep saying, Houston still hammered them. Like last year, that was not a team that gave Houston problems.
Right. That said, I have a real hard time trusting this Houston team on the road right now. And beyond that, I just think the triple option can give them trouble, can keep the ball away from them. I'm really leaning towards Navy, but I am going to end up taking Houston because I'm a State of Texas homer.
Yeah, whatever.
What's next?
Finally, the biggin. College game day is in College Station for this one. The Aggies are 6.5-point favorite at home against Tennessee, who, oh, by the way, won't have their starting running back, Jalen Hurt, anymore. That was announced within the last 24 hours. So this one is getting even worse for Tennessee.
So let's be clear about something, okay? Tennessee's defense is pretty good.
Yeah, Derek Barnett, right?
Yes.
There are people who think he's even better than Myles Garrett.
I mean,
I don't know. I'm not saying I agree with him, but that is a common opinion held. In many places.
Derek Barnett has been great. This is a good defense that tackles well, and those are the types of teams, the fundamentally sound teams that have typically given the A&M offense trouble. Is that if you tackle well and you make sure that those screen passes to Ricky Seals-Jones and to Speedy Noyle are getting 4 yards instead of 40, that's how you stay in the ball game. That's how you do. That's how you hold down that offense. So I think that the Tennessee defense is actually pretty good, and it's going to give A&M some fits. Hard stop. I think Tennessee's super overrated.
Yeah, and like we talked about with Arkansas against A&M, like how much black magic do you need to get through a season? Because Tennessee has maxed out their black magic account.
I am so if I were doing a confidence pick, A&M's my confidence pick. They're going to win this game. I think A&M's going to win this game by 10 points, 14 points. I think they win this game comfortably.
I also don't think, like, here's the thing. Tennessee can lose this game and still end up in the SEC championship. They just got to win the East.
I think Tennessee is so woefully overrated, and that's the perfect example of, well, there's no good teams, so let's just look at an undefeated SEC team and give them a. I
think both teams are a little overrated.
Yeah.
I think Tennessee's really overrated.
I think A&M is slightly overrated. I think Tennessee is super overrated.
Here's what I'll say. If A&M loses this game, I'm going to be super low on A&M.
I will too.
I'm going to be like, this is a
smoke
and mirrors. They're not that good.
That's exactly right. Yeah. This is the team A&M needs to hammer.
Yeah.
They are better than them, plain and simple. A&M wins. Give me the Aggie helmet. I'll put it on. Whatever. A&M wins this game.
Somewhere I can't get it.
There you go. So my free money picks, I like UTEP minus 4.5 over Florida International. I like Marshall laying 10 points against North Texas. I like Texas State getting 10 points at Georgia State, which is bizarre. I like UTSA catching 16.5 points at home against Southern Miss. I like Tulsa minus 17 at home against SMU. I like TCU minus 28.5 at Kansas, kind of. I like Tech plus 7.5 at Kansas State. I like Oklahoma minus 11.5 against Texas. I like Houston minus 17 at Navy, and I like A&M minus 6.5 against Tennessee.